Hello, everybody. We are live in the place to be. A little bit different of a live because normally we're up in the studio where we kind of interact with everybody and have a fun old time. If you haven't been to the channel before, then I highly suggest you check it out. We usually do it on Fridays. What's today? Thursday?
We will not be doing one tomorrow.
When are we doing our next one?
The next week.
We're skipping a whole week?
Yes. We can't do one tomorrow.
Why?
Kaylee's party.
Oh, yeah, we can't do one tomorrow. We're going to have a big party. So, hope everybody can hear me okay. Everybody can see me okay. This is what we're here about. Spirit Halloween box, which surprisingly feels... it says it's only half of a pound, but it feels like it's much more. So I want to dive into it. Let's open it up, find out what Spirit Halloween had sent us. I'm really excited. We have seen some of the gravestones for the animatronics that are coming out. And it looks to be maybe, for sure, 3 clown props, possibly 4, and a Leatherface as well. So this would be the 3rd Leatherface that we're receiving this year, which is interesting. So I have no idea what's in this box. I know that there's been a couple other YouTubers who have gotten them. I don't know if anybody's opened it yet, and if so, I did not watch their video. So I literally have no idea what's in here, and you guys will get my real natural reaction. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Okay.
What? I'm so excited.
Bro, so this is interesting.
Okay.
Some foam pieces, but I can see there's like a chest in here.
Oh my gosh. That's
Which-
so cool. Wow.
There's some cardboard in there. Okay, so this chest is freaking amazing. Let me say that first and foremost. It is... it says on it, Spirit Hollows Cemetery, established 1983, which I don't know if you guys can see that,
I love it.
which is the year that Spirit Halloween was started, and it looks to be that there's some dirt on it. I don't know if that's has to do with the cemetery, but let's go ahead and... I wish I could find a way to kind of prop this up. Maybe I can use the cardboard box it came with, so you guys can see it better. So we can open this together. Hopefully nothing spills out of it. Let's see. We're going to open it. You guys ready to open? Amy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's definitely dirt in it.
What? Okay, yeah.
So...
That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool, but we're not going to be able to open it on a tilt. As you guys can see, there's dirt and rocks. So let's not open it that way. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So there is a letter in here, as well as a shovel. A little shovel for us to, I'm assuming, dig into the grave of whatever is in here. You can see there is a moss-filled graveyard, so to speak. So perhaps we should open up this this letter first, which I really love that this letter, the detail of this is freaking crazy.
Yeah.
They used a real wax sealant on the envelope. I'm very excited for this. This is by far the coolest thing that Spirit has done on a promotional level, probably ever. You ready for me to open it?
Yes.
Envelope is very nice quality. Okay, so 2 things. It says dig in. And then on this side is a QR code, which we'll get to that after we dig in?
Yeah.
Or should we do it now?
No, dig in.
Okay, so
This is so cool.
there's a little flap here for us to... As you lift up the flap, there's earthworms. I don't know if you guys can see that. And you can kind of see that there is a coffin inside of this grave. So let's kind of dig. This is so freaking cool. Dig out this coffin using our very high quality shovel, I will say. Stainless steel. Ew, there's worms in here.
Like real ones?
Like,
Fake ones. What?
Like, ew. Like, whoa. Oh, great. I dropped it. I don't know if you guys can see that little maggot looking thing. All right, here we go. We're pulling the coffin out. This is so cool yet so disgusting at the same time. I just wanted to make sure there was no little like, ew. Yeah, there's like earthworms. Ew. What the heck? I wanted to see if there was any little, oh my god, these little maggot things.
Ew.
They're like a silicone, but as you move the dirt around, they go and look alive. So, okay. So we have our Spirit Halloween coffin, which is also wood and has spirit burnt into it. So, we're going to open up the coffin.
What? What?
It's creepy. So as you open up the coffin, there is a very it's like there's a rat in the coffin, but this is like a dark carnivore wrapped up like I guess it should be that way. Inside this bloody piece of gauze, we're going to go ahead and put him back in there and put him back into his coffin because he looks, the detail of it, I'm almost afraid to hold it. It feels...
That's awesome.
I hope that it will focus.
Scoot back.
Maybe it won't. But the detail of him is absolutely terrifying. I think we need to check out what is... First, this whole setup is incredible. With the rocks and the mud and the graveyard and the shovel. This is trying to get some of that dirt back in there. This is very, very, very creepy. Let me grab my phone so we can see what's going on with this his QR code.
It's a magnet, they said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so... Okay, so when you scan the QR code, it brings you to... Whoops, I just kicked our camera. It will bring you to the Spirit Halloween cemetery site that has the YouTube page, which I don't want to do that just in case we get hit with something, but it has the YouTube page and has all of the upcoming animatronics, but it is only showing their tombstones right now. And the new animatronics are Stilts, which if you were to click on it, it says he is a juggling. It says juggling can be a cutthroat competition, and Stilts would do anything to be the best in the business, even if it meant knocking out the competition permanently. He was sure his 10-pin juggling act would impress the judges, but when he lost to a chainsaw-tossing lumberjack, he couldn't handle it. So Stilts used his 10 pins and took out the competition permanently. Now he stalks the city streets, begging to impress unsuspecting onlookers with his act, but they better cheer loud enough, otherwise it's the last show they'll ever see. It's like they say, show business can be quite cutthroat. They used cutthroat twice. Stilts always loves to perform for an audience, but better be sure to cheer him on or he may take you out next. And it shows that he is 7'9" and does not show a cost. Then there's Slim from the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That one says, if you happen to see any giant shadow puppets this Halloween, look out, because that can only mean one thing. The Killer Clowns from Outer Space are back and ready to cause some wacky mayhem this holiday. Turn your Halloween display into a Killer Clown circus this Halloween with this officially licensed Slim Animatronic. As one of the most prominent clowns from the film, Slim is not to be taken lightly. With his signature bright pink clown jumpsuit, head of orange hair with mini balloons, and sinister smile, Slim is always on the hunt for any helpless humans he can capture to feed his crew. Equipped with his green popcorn bag he has in the film, get too close and you might just get shrunk and end up being the Killer Clown's next tasty snack. And I wonder if he is also going to have a projector like the Reagan had, because a very, very, very detailed film or detailed piece to him in the film is that he does shadow puppets that can eat people. So I'm wondering if he will have a projector behind him that is showing the shadow puppets. There's another one called Poor Georgie. This one says, George was a good clown. So far it seems 3 clowns, back to back to back. He made the kids laugh, the parents smile, and kept the circus happy. Then a strange thing happened on Halloween. George was performing for tips in the street while the circus was on winter break when an out-of-control cable car careened around the corner and sliced him in half. So I wonder if this is going to be a tabletop.
If you want to go to the price points, you can go to recently viewed, according to...
Oh yeah, Stilts is $350. Slim is $400, but he is also... so Stilts is almost 8 feet tall. Slim is over 7 feet tall. This one is 4.2 feet tall. So again, I think that when they said he's cut in half, that it is a tabletop prop. Amazingly, George's body survived the accident, but his mind became tormented. Instead of jokes and gags, he now stares down passerbys, laughing maniacally. But they better not stay too long, because poor George will ensure they don't get very far. After his terrible accident, poor George gained a few more tricks up his sleeve. So far, we got 3 clowns. And we got Leatherface, which is, again, pretty interesting that we have 3 different companies presenting a Leatherface to consumers this year. And I don't believe there is a movie or show or anything coming out. So I found that very, very interesting. But this one says that it is Leatherface with the Pretty Woman mask. So if you know the end of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there is a part where the character of Leatherface is wearing a woman's face as a mask. So I imagine that's what's going to make this pretty unique compared to those other 2 that are out. But this one says, oh, and Poor Georgie is $179.99. So that's probably definitely a tabletop. Leatherface says, once you hear the revving of Leatherface's chainsaw this Halloween, you'll already know it's too late to run and you'll soon be his next victim. Make this officially licensed Leatherfaced Pretty Woman mask animatronic a part of your Halloween display, and you'll always be showing your fandom for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. With his brute strength and bone-chilling screams of rage, this cannibalistic serial killer is sure to give your friends and family a fright. You never know what kind of mood he'll be until you get a good look at his horrifying face. So maybe the mask is removable, which would be amazing. Now there's another one. Oh, and he is $349. Then there is one called Hell Spawn. I love the name of this one. And his tombstone says, "Even the devil needs a hand." This saying is, even the devil needs a hand. After a life of sin, lies, and deceit, a world of endless pain and suffering was the inevitable outcome for his life. Even the scammer and con artist he managed to strike a deal with, the devil. Oh, even ever the scammer and con artist, he managed to strike a deal with the devil. Now, reborn as the powerful demon Hellspawn, he sits at the right hand of Satan himself. Every night, Hellspawn emerges from the inferno to cheat, connive, and convince new souls to do the devil's bidding. Resist his temptations or suffer greatly as he drags you to hell. Dealing with the devil is never a good idea, and the Hellspawn animatronic found out the hard way. That is one of the darkest descriptions of an animatronic I think Spirit has ever released. And pretty badass. He is going to be $329, and he's only 5 feet tall. So he must be having something super wicked about him to be only 5 feet tall and be $330. I'm very excited to see what that is, even though I know it won't fit into our haunt. That sounds badass. Got a couple more here. Next is Heckles, and he's 6.5 feet tall. And it says, Heckles was one of the best comedians on the Borscht Belt circuit, cutting down all contenders with his quick wit and razor-sharp insults, until one night, a little too full of himself and wine, Heckles took out a new comedian who reduced him to shreds. Now, with no confidence left and laughed out of the business, he hustles balloons for a few bucks. Unfortunately, the kids and their parents don't know that he fills the balloons with poisonous gas. Anything to get the last laugh. I wonder if that's going to be a clownish... I mean, he's selling balloons. He's a comedian. That's one that I have a feeling will fit our haunt. And that one in particular... Like I said, he is 6.5 feet, and he's $280. Then we have the 3-foot Grave Watcher animatronic. So, a small guy. The Grave Watcher is eternal. I can't read today. Keeping a tormented vigil over the dead is their punishment for past sins against the underworld that even the devil himself can't speak of. So now Grave Watcher waits endlessly for their own demise, forced to lull the dead to sleep night after night, listening to the unholy moaning of thousands of corpses taunting them, while Grave Watcher begs to feel the icy grip of death for one final slumber. Don't get caught lurking around the graveyard at night, or you may just run into the Grave Watcher. That's a little guy. He's 3 feet tall, so... Are you thinking, I mean, it's definitely a tabletop thing.
I don't know.
Well, hold on though, it might be, it said it sings them to sleep, and it's a small guy, right? It's 3 feet tall, so maybe it's some form of like a bird or something that sings. I don't know. Sounds creepy. We'll check it out. And that one is $80. So, pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. The next one is called Eternal Rest, and it is 3 feet tall, so another small one. Everyone said their love was doomed. Her parents barred her from seeing him. Her brothers locked her in her room night after night, and her sisters tried everything, including hiding her away at the local nunnery, but nothing kept her from his arms. It's romantic. Not even death. Never mind. When her love turned up dead, mysteriously murdered one October night, she vowed never to leave his side. Now she weeps for eternity, turned to stone by his hardened grip, his final revenge from beyond the world. So maybe it's like a Medusa type of character. That one is 3 feet tall and $139. So a little bit, same size as the Grave Watcher, but a little bit more, about $50 more. So might have more detail or more animation. Next is Desmodis. I'm assuming how you pronounce it. Desmodus. Desmodis. 6-foot animatronic.
Give a round of applause to our
Maybe
newest
is that this guy here? This might be Desmodis here. Even though it looks very similar to Lord Darkarnivar. Very, very, very similar. And the reason I say that before reading the description is because the gravestone, as you can see here, has wings on top of it. Wings on top of it. So let's see what this one says. Put this little buddy back in his coffin because he's creeping me out. This is very creepy. The guy wrapped in the coffin is unsettling to me for some reason.
By the way, we did get a new subscriber, but I missed the name, so my apologies, but we did get a new subscriber.
Welcome, new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. Again, we do lives usually on Friday nights, but we had to get this to you guys immediately. I think that this dirt is like it's like a kinetic sand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not like a real dirt. Smells kind of dirty, but okay. So this little bat guy, who, well, I say little, he's 6 feet tall. That one says, some are just born mean. The bloodthirsty bat was born deep in the caves of the rainforest, emerging after years of gorging on unsuspecting forest dwellers. As his hunger grew, so did his size. His appetite is insatiable, so he spends nights stalking all manner of victims to drain them of their precious blood. You'd be wrong if you think you're safe just because you walk upright. Humans are his favorite meal. So maybe it's not this guy. Maybe this is Lord Darkarnivar, and that this dude here, gigantic bat, 6-foot bat. Think about that, dude. 6-foot bat, that's terrifying. I hope he has some wing movement. 6 feet, and he is going at the price of $229. So not super.
To our newest Carney.
Oh, look, there's the. Oh, you just missed it. On the screen over there, there was another.
Oh, I'll catch
Okay.
it when it comes.
But so not as much animation, I'm imagining, as some of the other props, because he is 6 foot tall, but he is much cheaper. Next is Death Stalker. Got a little bit of dirt on my phone. And it's,
So Morgan Scott 621 is the newest one.
hello, Morgan Scott 621.
And then also Gaming Dude was the last one.
What up, gaming dude? Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. All right, Death Stalker says, Death Stalker is scratching at your window. He is growling beneath the floorboards and is the thing hiding under your bed. The Death Stalker is the shadow hiding behind the abandoned doll factory. He's clawing his way up the basement stairs, scuttling around in the attic, and breathing down the back of your neck while you wait alone, late at night, at the bus stop. But most of all, the Death Stalker is hungry. He is ravenous, starving, and salivating over your bones. The Death Stalker smells your fears and turns them into living nightmares before he devours what's left of your mind as a midnight snack. Yum. I saw, when I first saw this gravestone, thought it was a werewolf because there's a claw going across his gravestone. We saw it in the trailer. But that definitely doesn't sound like a werewolf. This sounds like a scary monster.
I hate to interrupt.
Yeah.
We just hit 11K.
We just hit 11,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
Bro, hold up, time out. Perfect timing to hit such a milestone of 11,000 subscribers on a live with this crazy spirit box with a shovel and a coffin and digging up a corpse. Thank you guys so much. This means so much to me and so much to Amy to hit this milestone. 11,000 subscribers is amazing. And we've done 100% of this kind of as a grassroots thing of folks just sharing with their friends who we are and what we do. So seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, that is amazing, you guys. We love every single one of you. I think you guys who are newer to the channel will realize that on our lives. We do a lot of giveaways. We do a lot of games. We don't just talk about Halloween stuff, but we talk about all types of fun things. But most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's Halloween stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Death Stalker seems like he's a very creepy monster of some sort, and he's $279. This is another one that we talked about when we watched the trailer, and it's Darling Dolly. We talked about her looking like an egg on her gravestone. So I'm very interested in reading this because it looks so weird. One eye's open, one eye's closed, and it says, "Here lies Darling Dolly, forever changed." So her description is, in the early 1930s, little Sally Smith found a darling dolly buried in the backyard of her family's new home. The Smiths hesitated to keep the doll, but it was too late. Sally had already become infatuated. Weird things started happening around the house. Mrs. Smith blamed Darling Dolly. One night, in a panic during a terrible thunderstorm, Mrs. Smith buried Darling Dolly in the same spot little Sally had unearthed her. But when lightning struck Mrs. Smith's steel shovel, Dolly's grave lit up with an eerie blue glow.
Joshua Bilton is one of our newest subscribers.
Well, hello, Josh. I'm still reading it.
Oh, sorry.
The doll and Mrs. Smith were forever changed into something far more sinister. Sally swore it was a nightmare, but her father knew his wife was gone forever and Darling Dolly would be back to claim her next victims. So is it maybe that the wife is now possessed? Is what I'm thinking. So we might see a grown woman. How tall is she? She's 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall for a female animatronic is extremely rare.
How tall was the widow?
The widow wasn't 7 feet tall. The widow, I think, was 6 something. Maybe. This is very interesting. Very interesting. I'm loving the backstories of these. These are incredible. And Darling Dolly is $280. Next is Dagger Mike. And his gravestone just says, "No more tricks." So we'll find out what's going on with that. And I apologize if you guys can hear in the background that our landscapers have showed up. So
Of course.
it's, you know what? It's actually, that's not who it is. It's Leatherface. That was part of the gift from Spirit Halloween. They sent us this incredible box with this grave and this coffin that we would dig up and this dirt and bugs and rocks and mud. And then Leatherface comes and hacks us all up.
Gaming Dude said the widow is 5.8 feet.
There you go. Not even 6 feet. So this is really creepy to have such a tall woman as a prop. Very interesting. So Dagger Mike seems funny because it says no more tricks. So maybe he's a magician of some type. It says some kids are just born nasty. Dagger Mike never was a normal kid. He liked rats, bugs, knives, creepy clowns, and scaring the heck out of everyone in the neighborhood. Sounds like me. Then, when he turned 9, he started to get creative, employing elaborate traps to trick the local kids and send them running home. Doesn't sound like me. However, the locals caught on quickly and tried to put an end to Mike's game, so instead he opted for something simpler. Here's another clown. A cute clown outfit and 2 little daggers.
Oh, wow.
Now there's no more tricks, so when you see Mike, you better steer clear or be ready for your final surprise. And he's 5 foot tall, so that's now at least 4 clowns and possibly a 5th, which is the comedian one that sells balloons. We don't know how much it would fit with a circus, but 4 clowns so far that are confirmed they are clowns. I'm on cloud 9 right now, you guys. I know that so many people are like, "Oh, clowns, bro. The clowns are where it's at. Obviously, they sell because they've dropped at least 4 this year. Could be 5. Wow. Dagger Mike. That's amazing. And Dagger Mike is $169, so he's not expensive at all.
Wow.
I do say that as this is all adding up, I know I'm going to be broke.
Yeah, right?
Thanks, Spirit. Thanks for making stuff that we have to buy. Creepy Rising Doll looks to have returned. Shows that it's online only. Her saying, or her story, which I'm not sure if when she was first released had a story or even had the same story. I'm not familiar with that part of her. It says no one wanted to play house, dollies, or even hide and seek with her at Mrs. Broward's home for wayward girls. She waited and waited, asking everyone with her sweet voice to join her for a game, but they all scurried away. The longer she stood there asking, the faster they ran away. Now anyone curious enough to pity the poor girl for a game ends up playing their final turn. So, Creepy Rising Doll has returned, which we kind of figured because we could hear her voice in the trailer at the very, very, very beginning. I'm not usually a fan of... me personally, I'm not a fan of Creepy Rising Doll. I just don't... I think that the way it looks... great prop when it came out, but I think with how stuff has been going nowadays, I'm not sure if it's up to par with how some of these animatronics may look. So next is the Cauldroness, which I imagine is a female witch. And it says, boil, bubble, toil, and trouble. So yes, it is. The Cauldroness has been alive since the original witch's Sabbath, creaking across the earth for hundreds of years. Fueled by her wicked potion, she meticulously gathers the ingredients, scouring the earth for its rare and delicate ingredients. But the one she needs most isn't found at a local cemetery. It's only found pumping inside your chest. And the fresher it is, the better for the Cauldroness. So you best keep your kids close and your eyes open if you hear her muttering her recipe. So this is a witch that tries to rip your heart out of your chest. So I wonder what her action is going to be. She's 4 feet tall, so not super, super tall, but and her price point is $279, which is a lot for a little prop. So I imagine that maybe she lunges, I'm imagining like an experiment number 4 hand coming out at you, trying to grab your heart. And then the last one that is being released by Spirit this year, at least so far. I love playing with this dirt.
By the way, a lot of people are, not a lot, animatronic, what's his name, Lover, YT, is saying he wants you to lift the moss to see if there's anything underneath.
You can tell it's just cardboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
I'll check a little bit more after I read this one, but I believe it's just cardboard. So the last one is the 6.5 foot Black Heart, is what it's called. And it says, Ava should have been married. That's a horrible way to start that. Yeah, you should have been married. What if I didn't want to? In her old-fashioned village, she was already considered a spinster by the age of 25. What the heck's a spinster? Like too old to be married in this old town? She's 25 years old, bro. That's young. Her friends had all found love, and she ached to be next. As the sun set on another lonely evening, Ava succumbed to her last resort. According to local lore, if she climbed into a freshly dug grave in the town cemetery at exactly midnight, her true love would show up at sunrise and revive her with a kiss. When Ava awoke the following morning with her lips pressed against a cold, dead kiss of her undead master, she learned the true meaning of being careful what you wish for. It's a woman laying in a grave kissing a dead body.
That's weird.
But how do you make that as a prop? Is it just like a woman like this?
I don't know.
Looks like I'm chewing. But that one is 6.5 feet tall, so maybe it has something kind of like how Beetlejuice was, where Beetlejuice was sitting on a gravestone. Maybe it's something similar where she's standing on a grave or something. Because again, 6.5 feet tall for a female prop is pretty rare. And she is $300. So those are the new props there. Got the chainsaw going on in the background.
They're almost done.
Again, we got this incredible box from Spirit, including this very cool weathered envelope that reads "Dig in" when you open it up. We're going to go ahead and put that back where it originally started. We have the coffin, and this coffin we had to dig in to get, and inside of this coffin was a little Lord Darkarnivar wrapped up in bloody gauze. You can see inside of the coffin here that it is got a rat inside, has a couple tears inside, but looks a spider web there, but looks to be kind of comfortable. So we're gonna go ahead and put you back in there, dude, because you're creeping me out. Very much so. Probably the most I've ever been creeped out by holding something.
Evan Hans is asking if you can show the QR code.
I can, however, the QR code just goes to the Spirit Halloween website, but a certain section. So I'll keep it up there for a second.
Scoot back. There you go.
Trying to hold my hand still. I had too much coffee this morning. Hopefully you guys can get that. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in their envelope. Alright, so I've dug all through the grave and definitely have assured that there is nothing else inside of the grave. There's just dirt, rocks, maggots, worms, some moss had gone in there.
Horror Hunt said check the dirt.
I did check the dirt.
Okay.
It's like a kinetic sand. And again, there are...
What's that? Oh.
worms and maggots inside. I'm not a very big person on insects. Like this grosses me out. This little maggot. Or dirt, for that matter. I'm not a very, very big fan when it comes to dirt either. But somebody said to check the other parts of this. Is that correct? So yes, it is just cardboard inside. It's made like a kind of like, it looks like a checkered board type of thing at the bottom is the only way I can describe it, with vertical slats to keep this part up on top. But the cardboard goes all the way down to the bottom of the box.
NJ
So
Horror said, is there anything behind the red paper in the coffin? Any secret compartments? Secret box compartments?
let's find out. You guys just like me touching this creepy dude. Ooh, it feels weird. There's some blood that I'm now noticing, but no, it doesn't look like there's any secret compartments. Doesn't show that there's any secret compartments. However, I will say that this is by far... I hate that sound of the body rolling around in the coffin. This is by far the best presentation. I got some staples in here somehow too. 2 staples. Maybe we're supposed to staple the moss to it. So This is by far the coolest, neatest, most unique and detailed promotional thing that Spirit has ever done. I will be keeping this. I want to try to get the Coffin back in there somehow. Take some of this dirt out. This feels gross. But I'm going to be keeping this for a long time, if not forever, because this is so unique. I've never seen Spirit do something like this. Sometimes when they send a box, it will have like some little goodies in it, and here's like some pins, and here's a what did they do last year? Cup and stuff like that. Here's a pencil.
Headphones.
Those headphones I loved. I still use those JLab headphones. But yeah, they were headphones, and you know, it was more like, here is a goodie bag for you to get hype for what's coming ahead this year. This is the first year where there might not be so many items in the past, but by far has been my... Ooh, that is so creepy putting that in there. Bro, that is dope. This is... Here, let me put my shovel in there. This is by far the coolest presentation they have ever done.
Very creative.
Very creative. And has me so excited for flagship this year, which is, if you guys don't know, you probably do because you're watching this, but if you don't know, their flagship store in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, has a big grand opening ceremony the last Saturday of July, and which we will be there the Friday before, and we do a thing called the Flagship Olympics, where we allow folks to compete in different games, and the winner wins a trophy and some other prizes. So I'm going to go ahead and bury this coffin up again with all of this boom dirt crap that just like poured out in one lump. Get all this dirt back in there. This was so cool. So cool. This is amazing.
So Charles Christian said, lift up the grass, which we did.
We did.
And there's nothing there.
Correct. There's nothing under the grass or the moss. And again, I think that some folks may be looking at things of the past, like, oh, is there more, quote unquote, to the box, thinking that there may be some more items, which doesn't seem to be that there's more items. However, I'm okay with not having more items in this box and just seeing the amazing presentation. We are digging up a grave. Look at that. Look at when it's all sealed up.
Wow, you can't even tell.
Can't even tell where it is. It's amazing. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much, everybody from Spirit, for sending this to Amy and I. Amazing box, amazing presentation.
Yeah, somebody asked to look at the bottom.
The bottom has nothing on it.
Okay.
Amazing. This was very, 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 very cool. I love that there wasn't really any, just checking here, but yeah, there's no anything. This is it. This is amazing though. I'm at a loss for words with how cool this is. This is by far my favorite presentation that Spirit has ever done.
So
Awesome.
Quick reminders, we will not have a Black Friday next week. We will.
Correct.
And it's the YouTube winners will be announced.
We didn't even do a community tab for that contest.
People have been sending it in. But
Have they?
They have until next Thursday at midnight. Or next, yeah.
We'll start doing some community posts to remind you guys we are doing a contest currently. So amazing.
And then the flagship Olympic information will be posted very soon.
Yes, very soon. So you guys can get prepped. Lift your dumbbells, do your jumping jacks, Learn your Spirit Halloween trivia. Little hinteroonie. Little hinteroonie. Snackaroony. But thank you guys so much for checking this out. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Very special thanks to all the old subscribers as well. We love you guys so much. Happy hunts.